Dr. Cinema. This is going to be a new series I'm going to try out. It's called Professional Opinion. This is where I give my thoughts on certain news that is going on in the movie industry, or where I'm going to do some top 10 lists. And I'm going to give this a try and see how it goes from here. Now, in this episode, I want to talk about a couple of different things. Let's start with the first one. Okay, director Luc Besson, the guy who has directed movies such as The Professional, The Fifth Element, and most recently Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, has made some comments in regarding superhero movies. A couple of different comments, actually. The first is more general, saying like he doesn't really understand superhero movies or superheroes and how people connect with them. I think he even said like specifically like they don't understand because oh, thank you for saving, oh, you have superpower, thank you for saving me, I'm a useless human, something like that. And I think his thinking of what superheroes are is very outdated. This connects to comic book history. Now, when superhero comics were in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they were altruistic, all good, and pretty much sort of borderline all powerful when it comes to their certain degree of what they do. And so his comments will probably be more accurate during then, sort of like during the golden age and the majority of the silver age of comics when they're supposed to be like parental figures, like being all good, altruistic, sort of all powerful, being able to do everything good. However, with the end of the many people attribute the end of the Silver Age with a very specific Spider-Man issue where Gwen Stacy gets killed by the Green Goblin and Spider-Man is emotionally broken about it. Not only did this end the Silver Age of comics, which is mostly villains doing prank stuff, but also brought in a new kind of superheroes, the dark, grounded, and realistic ones. These are stories that where superheroes are psychologically tormented. They're being broken apart emotionally and psychologically. I mean, like watching Batman Begins of how he became Batman and what led him to that path, or Iron Man like surrounding like how his behavior has come to this point and what happened to him to make him want to do this. I mean, within the last 10 years alone, we have seen superhero movies and TV shows where superheroes are portrayed as grounded, human, realistic, more relatable than ever before. The closest we can get to modern day Greek myths. And I mean, these are great tales that are so relatable, human, and inspiring that it just really confuses me on how he can still say that. And that brings me to his second comment, which is a lot more specific. Like calling Captain America American propaganda, being like, he's saying like, only America can make a character named Captain America. You don't say Captain Brazil or anything. First of all, Marvel, who created Captain America, created Captain Britain, so shut up. Well, also, yeah, when he started out in the 30s and 40s, he was pretty much American propaganda, punching out Hitler and stuff. But when the 60s came around, he was seen more as a humanitarian, someone who just wants to be a good person, not necessarily be a nationalistic figure. In fact, in two of his movies, Winter Soldier and Civil War, he actually goes against the government institution that he is supposed to be a part of, that's supposed to work for, being not the national, like, patriot thing to do, really. So these questions really got to answer. These have to ask. Has he even seen anything superhero related within the last decade, even? And if it's no, then why does he keep saying that? Probably because his most recent movie, Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, something he's wanted to make for so long, he wanted very much to succeed, bombed both financially and pretty much critically as well at the box office and with critics. And with superhero movies being even greater than before, He was probably a little bit pissed off. And yeah, they're making a lot of money, and they're also being made with higher quality. Like Spider-Man: Homecoming, that was like a drama and a comedy and a coming of age film of teenagers. And Captain America: Civil War asks the question like superheroes in the modern world, how they be restricted and like what that entails with like freedoms and such. The superhero movies can be used to talk about real issues and make them seem more human than ever before. So you really gotta ask what he's actually seen in the past decade. Now, the next part of this video I want to talk about is actually a comment that James Cameron, from what I've heard, just recently said today in regards to the new Wonder Woman movie that came out a couple months ago. He was saying, like, he thinks the Wonder Woman movie is actually a step back for women. And don't get me wrong, I like James Cameron. I mean, he's a great filmmaker who made Aliens, Terminator, Terminator 2. But hold on, I think I have a specific quote on what he said about Wonder Woman right here. Here we go. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but to me it's a step backwards. Sarah Connor, who was the main woman in the first two Terminator movies, was not a beauty icon. She was strong, she was troubled, she was a terrible mother, and she earned the respect of the audience through pure grit. And to me, the benefit of characters like Sarah is so obvious. I mean, half the audience is female. Now, granted, Sarah Connor was a good character. I mean, she was one of the best, like, female characters of the 90s, along with another female character he created, Ellen Ripley. And from the, well, not really create, but help, like, develop. But you gotta wonder if he was actually paying attention to the Wonder Woman movie. I mean, yeah, she was beautiful, but wasn't the main focus. It was about her like being grown up, thinking that that everything was like black and white, like trying to defeat Ares and all that. When she came to the real world and saw how things were, she saw the world wasn't as black as white as she thought, and how she had to like how she knew what to do and how she knew what the right thing was to do when it all came down to it. And it was a very inspiring and very good movie. I mean, Patty Jenkins, the director, they got out of her way to make sure that all the woman actually was represented well. And let me bring back to Sarah Connor. I mean, yeah, she was good, but from what James Cameron's frames it sounds like women can only be good and inspirational if they're deeply flawed or broken, because let's face it, Sarah Connor had her issues. So these are some very unusual comments from filmmakers. I mean, it really makes it doesn't make really sense of why these people are saying these. I mean, Luc Besson speaking to sound like he hasn't actually seen a superhero movie within the last 10 years, and those were the best kinds of superhero stuff are being put out. And it sounds like James Cameron wasn't actually paying attention to the Wonder Woman movie. So, what do you guys think about why these guys said these things? Because in my opinion, it could be because with Luc Besson, he's pissed off that his dream project failed, both financially and critically. And with James Cameron, I just don't think he was really paying attention to the movie. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments below, like, subscribe, Dr. Cinema. See you next time.